Hi, I'm Gigi, and thank goodness fashion is alive and well, because living loves fashion. Now, I wouldn't say no to a glass or two of vintage champagne, aged to perfection, frothing with bubbles and going straight to my head. But vintage threads? Not so sure. Old clothes or new treasures?
I definitely think it's new treasures. I think humans have created some brilliant things, and I think the 30s, 40s and 50s was a real golden age, and I think it's a real shame that we lose the skills and the designs that were created then. Vintage is probably one of the most eco-friendly ways forward. We're recycling clothes. There's huge numbers of clothes bought every year and discarded, and we make sure that that number is considerably cut down. We like to think making sure that clothes don't need to be replaced with new clothes all the time. Once you've bought your vintage clothes, you're probably going to need to think of ways of making sure that they stay in good condition. So the first thing is obviously be really careful. We always advise to try and wash and clean them as little as possible. If it just smells, let them hang, let natural airs take away that. If you do have to wash them, hand wash and use things like colour catchers to make sure that the colours don't run. And we use things like granny soap flakes, things that are non-biological, really very soft and gentle on the fabrics to make sure they get as little extra wear as possible when you're cleaning them. The price range in Rags to Bitches goes from £4 thereabouts for a scarf all the way through to over £1,000 if you're having a vintage style wedding dress made, and there's plenty of prices in between. I would say our average prices are between sort of £20 and £50. I had the idea that the space downstairs should be used differently, and I thought, well, let's try and teach dressmaking. It's something that people seem to be wanting to do, skills that have been lost, and I sensed that as the credit crunch came towards us, it might be something that people would appreciate learning about. So we set off doing dressmaking courses, and really the advice is to turn up and give it a go. We treat people as if they have no knowledge. We do it in a very nice way. We have good quality teachers, so you can be an absolute beginner, and hopefully at the end of the courses leave a little bit more skills so you can sit at home and create your own wonderful designs.
Now, something extraordinary that was born out of a vintage piece is one of my favourite clutch handbag lines called Paparazzi.
My mother had a vintage magazine clutch that I used to wear, and girls would literally run after me in the street and ask me where I got it. So I finally thought to myself, maybe there's something in this. We started mainly with magazines, just classic magazines, but this season we've diversified into comics, newspapers, interior magazines and garden magazines. We also have the plains and bows. The price range for our collection is from £40 to £50 for the magazines, up to £60 to £70 for the big bows. In the UK we're available in Phoenix nationwide, and we're in lots and lots of independent boutiques, too many to name, so if you want to know your nearest boutique, please contact us via our website and we will be more than happy to tell you.
Coming up next time, find out what stylist Rebecca Roy was talking about when she said this.
I love this look, but it's a bit tricky. You've really got to be careful with it. You have to be careful that you don't end up looking a little bit slutty.
Until then, don't be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve, because living loves fashion.